Well, I grew up in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I was born out in southwestern Oklahoma, but grew up primarily in Oklahoma City. And I was born into a musical family. My mom and dad were players and played in clubs and are all around the city and all around the state of Oklahoma. So I kind of grew up, and got all of that, honest. And if you go back farther than that, my grandmother, my great-grandmother was a national square dance caller in the 40s and 50s. And on my mom's side, my grandmother was a songwriter, singer as well. Played a lot of barn dances in California. And so I really, music was all around my household growing up. And I played drums in my mom and dad's bands. And that was my first instrument that I picked up was drums. I really was not interested in the guitar until much later, and I heard a guy named Steve Warner when I was about 14, and I knew right then it was a defining moment for me. I heard him and I said to myself, that's what I want to do. And when I saw the guy play guitar, that's when I started wanting to play and write songs. I knew that I couldn't write unless I picked up the guitar and started playing something that's that has notes. It's hard to write songs as a drummer. So I started playing guitar at that point. I moved to Nashville when I was 18. I was fortunate enough to get thrust into the industry and started having hits on my first record, and I was fortunate enough to collaborate with all of my heroes, and had several songs on the radio and records that have done really well. So I'm really blessed and really fortunate. Being a guitar player, first of all, it's difficult to call yourself a guitar player and living in this town. I tend to find myself telling people, yeah, I own some guitars, There's so much talent here. But being a player, I'm fascinated with the acoustic guitar, and I feel like you never stop learning with it, because when you get around other players, you're constantly grilling them with questions to how you do that. And I got a call from a buddy of mine who asked me if I would mind trying one out, and I said absolutely. And I came down here and sat down here for 2 or 3 hours, and I ended up not wanting to leave, because honestly my fingers had not moved that gracefully on a fretboard before, and I was just completely floored. And a big part of it for me is, if I don't feel confident on a piece of wood, then I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to pick it up. But this particular guitar, which McPherson made for me, I honestly almost want to it's almost attached to me. It's like when I travel on the road, I almost want to, just have it right there, go sleep with it, as so to speak. And so I'm just, it's a big deal to have a guitar that makes you feel confident and really brings out the best in you. It brings out the songwriter in me. I've written some of the best songs I've ever written in my entire life, in the last 5-6 years of my life. I believe a great deal to do with it was having this guitar by my side.